Here we go. This is Ben Johnston from the Psychedelic Meathead. I'm also on Instagram as Remember Why, spelled with two M's. Remember Why 89. Almost forgot to put the 89 in there. That's the year I was born, motherfuckers. Okay, so my name on YouTube is Psychedelic Meathead. And I've been doing a lot of videos about being a meathead, basically, lately. Training videos. So maybe we should do a video about the other word which is in my name, which is psychedelics. The forbidden psycho-fucking-delics. The things which are dangerous, which you shouldn't touch, which will fuck your brain up and send you crazy and send you fucking loopy. Well, to be fair, I'm fucking loopy anyway, so it didn't really make me any more fucking loopy. That's impossible. I'm fucking crazy. Right. So let's start with a story. Everyone likes a fucking story. Why did Ben Johnston, which is me, by the way, Psychedelic Meathead isn't my actual birth name. My mum wouldn't be that crazy. Some people are. Fuck it. I might name my child Psychedelic Meathead. I think that'd be fucking funny. If I ever have any children, which I wouldn't trust myself with children, I'd fucking lose them. I lose everything. Right. So, why Psychedelic Meathead? Why psychedelics? Why did I decide to take psychedelics? And why did I decide to take meditation? Do meditation. Now, let's start story of Ben Johnston. Right. I am dyslexic as a motherfucker. Now, when you're young, you try and fit into groups of people, and sometimes you really struggle with this because you might be labelled as the dumb kid. You know, my coordination is awful. I have dyslexic, ADD, and dyspraxia. So you throw something at me, probably miss and smack me in the fucking face, which would be highly hilarious for you. But when you're a child growing up and everyone's laughing at you, it ain't such a fun time. No, it's really not. And then when you get kids picking on you because you can barely spell your own fucking name, and it takes you till the end of primary school to learn to do up your fucking shoelaces. I remember that day as clear as fucking like it was yesterday. When I first did up my shoelace, I was very proud, but I was like 12 years old, so I think many kids can tie up the shoelaces by the time I'm fucking 12. Yeah, proud moment in my life. So fuck you guys. So I always had an issue with trying to fit in with people. And you kind of turn to the easiest route. And the easiest route for me was alcohol. So when I was 14 years old, I got introduced by some buddies I was doing work experience with. They're a lot older than me. They're all nice people, you know what I mean? Like getting a 14-year-old drunk. Yeah, of course you're a nice person. But they're cool, you know what I mean? Like I was 14 and I got introduced to alcohol. At that age, you feel so grown up. Because the way how society depicts the picture of what an adult should be is someone who like, I want to go have a beer and I want to go watch football. It's like, well, maybe that's not necessarily what an adult really means, right? So I got introduced to alcohol at a very young age, and then it led on to drugs, smoking, and then cocaine at the age of 14. So I went off the rails for a long time. From the age of 14 to maybe 21, I was drinking a lot. The kids in the street used to call me Beer Ben. And at the time, I was like, yeah, proud of it. I fucking drink. I'm a fucking grown up. I can do this and do that. It's an ego thing. When you're at that age, you want to try and fit in, and people, like, they accept you because you're a fuck up, basically. And, oh, Ben, you're crazy, man. I could smoke weed and drink alcohol, like, non-stop all the fucking time. And cocaine every single fucking weekend, more or less. So it wasn't really a good route. But also, I was suffering from sleep paralysis. Oh, fucking wind, man. Now, if you don't know what sleep paralysis is, it's when your body falls asleep and your mind is awake. So you kind of become paralyzed, and at the same time, you feel like a presence in the room with you. And I was having this for quite a few years, until one time, when I was in my really early 20s, 2021, I was laying in bed, and I had very, very bad paralysis, and I literally felt like there was something hovering above me, and it kind of like said to me like, it's coming for you, and it grabbed me by the leg and pulled me out of my bed. when I woke up, I hadn't moved an inch, but I felt like I did, and it felt too real to ignore it. So I went to go see a buddy of mine who is quite spiritually in tune. He's gone through a couple of issues in the last year or so, but I know this guy. He's like my brother, and he's going to find himself very soon. But he helped me, so I want to try help him as well. That's what you do for friends. Uh, so he kind of explained to me like about meditation, about spirituality, about like astral projection, OBEs, out of body experiences, and it led me on a path of self-discovery. But it wasn't an initial switch like this. He like ignited the spark in my brain to make me question everything. And when I questioned the question and questioned the answer, and the answer didn't add up, it was a rabbit hole which I am so happy I went down. So I went down this rabbit hole and started meditating. And from the meditation gave me the strength to not drink. So I went 2.5 years alcohol free. I cut out fucking drugs like that. I didn't touch cocaine from the age of 21. And unfortunately, around this time last year, I relapsed with a drug and ended up taking cocaine. But also, round about this time last year, I had my experience with LSD. Cocaine was first, and then the LSD was then followed. Not in the same night, there was a few weeks in between. That'd be fucking crazy. So, then I took 400 micrograms of LSD, which is a reasonable trip. And holy fucking shit. Now I understand when people like Steve Jobs say that the most profound experience of their life was with the use of LSD. Even the guy who discovered the DNA strand was fucking high as fuck on LSD. Timothy O'Leary thought he could talk to fucking dolphins on LSD. He was also on ketamine and a lot of other shit as well. YOLO, as they say. Terence McKenna, Alan Watts all talk about this substance. The thing with LSD is it's not like grown. It's produced in a lab, so therefore it gets a bad recognition. But LSD is fucking beautiful. It will show you things not that you want to see, but what you have to see. You don't always get what you want in this world, but you get what you need, and it fucking shoots you through a rocket. I tell you that now. If you ever decide to take an LSD trip, have an LSD trip, go on this journey of the infinite consciousness into the infinite universe of the subconscious fucking mind, step into the unknown reality of the psychedelic fucking realm where you can connect with fucking entities which you have no idea what the fuck they are, and geometric patterns, and see the whole world around you fall down and walls fucking deteriorate in front of your eyes. You stare at art and art comes alive. You stare at photographs and you see the nature in the photographs change and go back in fucking time to where the tree was just being fucking born. Do it. Do it. But you need to do this with an open mind, because if you don't, that's where you can have a bad trip. But a bad trip isn't something to fear. You need to sit back and let it show you what it needs to show you. If you're a cunt and it's going to reveal to you that you're a cunt and you're in denial of being a cunt, you're going to have a bad trip because you can't accept the fact that you're a motherfucking cunt. I have to let back and take a deep breath and let it show you what it needs to show you. Because that's what these plants, these substances are here for. They're groundbreaking boundary substances. And I am not a man of religion, but I also know that there's no way the fucking world can function the way it can function just by coincidence. So I do believe there is an infinite consciousness. There's a force which is so far powerful than we can ever perceive and put into the English language or into any fucking language. So you have to have faith in it. And if there is something which created this universe, would it not make sense for this entity, this powerful being, to not put a telephone system on this fucking planet? Like psilocybin mushrooms. You trying to tell me that's not a form of intelligence? That is like AI, artificial, not artificial, this is fucking the real intelligence. The intelligence will unchange your brain, unchain your mind. And once your mind becomes unchanged, you see the world for such a beautiful place. It isn't how you see it now. Is you just see things so differently. You understand the power of thoughts, how thoughts become fleshed, the law of attraction, what you give out and what you give back. Even by taking all these substances, I can still give out some fucking negative energy, unfortunately. It doesn't cure you like that. Like, I reckon, it takes a long time. Like, a psychedelic experience 3 times a year, every year, for the rest of your life. Because there's still things to learn. There's still things to learn about yourself. You can't just learn everything about yourself in one night with psilocybin or with LSD or ayahuasca. These things need to be used as tools in your life. Not to be addicted. Addiction is the worst thing you can have, and you can become addicted to all sorts of shit. But the good thing is, you don't want to trip every fucking night, because literally it fucking destroys your serotonin. It makes your serotonin come up so high, and then boom, it comes back down, and you have to recuperate and recover. That's why you need to treat this like you go into like communal, as they used to do in the Catholic churches. They used to burn hash burning ceremonies, and we've lost the way of everything nowadays. See this great painting here. No, the camera's on right. See this great painting here. I did this while I was on LSD, and then the other painting. I'm gonna do this. This one here, my girlfriend did when she was on LSD. You watch the LSD video, you can watch us painting them. If you want to buy them, £5,000 each. Oh, if you like them, even £10 would be nice. And I've completely gone off track. Oh yeah, so when you take a psychedelic, you need to have that time to the day before to get your mind ready, to get your body ready to adjust. Lower your food intake. You need to fast. Make sure your fluid intake's good. Write down on a notepad kind of questions you want to ask yourself. Then the day of the psychedelic, you want to be fasting. You want to take it at a good time, right setting. You want to make sure you're in the right environment. It's at the right time of your life to take this. You're feeling good. You're not feeling sick. You're not feeling wheezy. Then make sure you have the right people around you, like a trip sitter. I've done trips on my own before. I've been perfectly safe, but I kind of know what to expect. And the next day, you're going to be fucked. So you want that day to recover, so you don't really be going into work. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. This video has gone on a bit too long, so more attention spams aren't very long nowadays in 2016. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like it, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share. That's been Ben Johnston from Psychedelic Meathead, and also on Instagram as RememberY89 with 2 M's. Okay, peace, motherfuckers.